Hello, I'm Hat, and welcome to Anecdote Thursday. Normally, my anecdotes are just something I've picked out of my list. They don't have a lot of topical interest at the time. This one is different, however. It just came to me while I was talking with my hairstylist at the salon this morning, getting my Easter do all put together. We were talking about Easter egg hunts, and suddenly today's anecdote snapped into my head. It's from my very early childhood, and I hope you'll enjoy it. The title of today's anecdote is It's Right There, Kid. And now, on with the show. I grew up in a small town, but even though we were small, we had one of the best lumber yards in the Tri-County area. For lack of a better name, we'll call it Route 1 Lumber. Every year, they would have an Easter egg hunt on the back lot where they kept the building materials like the stacked lumber and the sand and gravel for the concrete, things like that. It was a full-service lumber yard, to be sure. So what they would do is hide Easter eggs amongst all the nooks and crannies and sand piles, etc., and then let the neighborhood kids loose on the place for about a half hour and just tear it apart. Now, of course, it's a lumber yard, so it's hard for a little kid to do much damage, so they were pretty safe in letting us all crawl around the place for a while. I remember this story because it was probably the first year I was able to do the Easter egg hunt. I wasn't a very big kid, and I wasn't very fast either, and it turned out to be a real detriment because I would see an egg and run towards it, and another kid would beat me to it every time. Looking back, I realize that the ones I saw were the pretty obvious ones. More on that in a bit. I was getting pretty dejected, and then one of the chaperones saw how badly I was doing, and he took pity on me. And he walked me over to a shed and pointed at a section of the wall and said, "There you go, kid." And I said, "What?" He said, "Well, there, right there, grab it." "Grab what?" "Grab the egg, kid." "What egg, mister?" "That egg." "What egg?" Then he just couldn't take it anymore, and he reached out and he put his finger right on the egg and he said, "This egg! This egg right here, kid! This right here!" So now I'm happy that I'm getting an egg, but I'm kind of crying because this guy just yelled at me, which is probably why I remember this story so well. Um, and I grabbed the egg, and it turned out to be the only one I got that day, but it was my egg, damn it, and I was happy. I probably kept it for weeks before it spoiled. I don't know. But the thing is, it turned out I needed glasses pretty badly. But we didn't know yet because I hadn't started school. And it wasn't until the first grade that we realized that I was nearsighted, significantly nearsighted. I'm 2300 in one eye. So that poor guy was trying to point out an egg in a dark shed in a corner to a blind kid. I'm sure he thought this kid's really fucking blind, but little did he know. Uh, so anyway, that's the anecdote for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And happy Easter, everybody.